I told you this was a war. I told you they wouldn't go down without a fight. I told you that the bullion banks, JP Morgan, Citi, the masters of the universe, would not simply hand over their wealth to a bunch of retail investors without trying to burn the house down first. Well, last night, they lit the match. If you woke up this morning, checked your phone, and felt like you got punched in the gut, you are not alone. Silver just got decimated. That is the headline. That is what the trolls are saying. That is what CNBC is celebrating. While you were sleeping, specifically between the hours of 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, silver was subjected to one of the most violent, coordinated, and frankly illegal downside attacks we have seen in a decade. The price didn't just drift lower, it crashed, it plummeted 10% in a vacuum, it erased the gains from Thursday, it erased the hope of the breakout, and it left millions of investors asking the same question: is it over? Was I wrong? Is silver a scam? That is exactly what they want you to think. This wasn't a market movement. This was a psychological operation, a psyop. They attacked at night for a reason. They attacked when you couldn't fight back. They attacked when the volume was thin, when the Western traders were asleep, and when the order book was empty. This is called the overnight assassin. Today, we are going to expose exactly how they did it, why they did it, and why, despite the red on your screen, the fundamental case for silver is actually stronger today than it was yesterday. Part 1, the anatomy of a night raid. To understand this crash, you have to understand market structure. The silver market is global. It trades 24 hours a day, but it doesn't trade with the same volume 24 hours a day. The New York session, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., is the heavyweight fight. That is when the big boys trade. That is when the volume is highest. It is hard to manipulate the price in New York because there are too many buyers and sellers. The Asian session, 8 p.m. to 4 a.m., is a ghost town. The volume is tiny. The liquidity is thin. Think of it like a crowded room versus an empty room. In a crowded room, New York, if you scream fire, a few people might look around, but the crowd keeps moving. In an empty room, Asia, if you scream fire, it echoes. Everyone panics. Last night at 2 a.m., a massive sell order hit the futures market. We are talking about 5,000 contracts sold in 1 second. That is the equivalent of 25 million ounces of silver. Who sells 25 million ounces of silver at 2 a.m. on a Wednesday? Does a mine sell its production at 2 a.m.? No. Does Apple sell its inventory at 2 a.m.? No. Only a speculator or a manipulator sells at that hour. They chose that time because they knew the order book was thin. There were no buy orders to absorb the sale, so the price fell through the floor. It triggered a flash crash, $105, $195, $90 in minutes. It sliced through support levels like a hot knife through butter. Why? To trigger your stop losses. The banks have access to the data. They can see where you placed your stops. They knew that thousands of retail traders had placed their protective stops at $100 and $95. By pushing the price down in the middle of the night, they triggered those stops. Your broker automatically sold your position. You woke up to a margin call notification and an empty account. They stole your silver while you were dreaming. Part 2, the physical disconnect, the real price. Now, here's the most important part of this video, the part that proves this is a scam. The paper price, the price on your screen, crashed 10%. But did the physical price crash? I made some calls this morning. I called the wholesalers. I checked the premiums. If silver truly lost 10% of its value, you should be able to buy an American Silver Eagle for 10% less today than yesterday. Can you? No. The premiums exploded overnight. Yesterday, the premium might have been $10 over spot. Today, it's $15 or $20 over spot. The dealers are refusing to lower their prices. They are saying, I don't care what the COMEX says. I am not selling you my real metal for $90. My price is still $110. This is the decoupling. The paper market is crashing. The physical market is holding firm. This confirms that the crash was artificial. It was paper silver, electronic promises that were dumped, not real metal. If real metal was being dumped, the physical price would drop too. It didn't. This is the smoking gun. The banks are selling paper to drive down the sentiment, hoping that you will sell your physical. Do not fall for it. If you sell your physical silver today because of a red candle on a chart, you are handing your wealth to the very people who robbed you last night. Part 3, the empire strikes back. Why now? Why did they do this now? Why the violence? Because they were scared. The Thursday explosion, the 7.3% move, terrified them. They saw the short squeeze starting. They saw $120 breaking. They saw the path to $150 opening up. If silver hits $150, the bullion banks lose tens of billions of dollars. They face insolvency. So they had to retaliate. This was the Empire Strikes Back moment. They used their nuclear option. They dumped a massive amount of naked shorts to shock the market back into submission. They are trying to break the technical structure. They want the chart to look ugly. They want the technical analyst to say, oh, it's a double top, it's a bear trend, sell, sell, sell. They are painting the tape. It is an act of desperation. You don't burn your own furniture to heat the house unless you are freezing to death. The banks are burning their own capital to suppress the price because they are freezing. They are out of real metal. They are naked short, and they are desperate to cover. Part 4, psychological exhaustion. They want you tired. This is not a financial battle anymore. It is a mental one. They want you tired. They want you to look at the volatility and say, I can't take this anymore. It's too stressful. I'm out. They want you to go back to the S&P 500. They want you to go back to the safe, slow, rigged casino where they make 5% a year off your fees. They don't want you in silver because silver is the exit door from their system. Silver is freedom, and they hate freedom. The volatility is the price of admission. If you want to make 10x or 50x your money, which is what silver will do when the fiat system collapses, you have to be willing to stomach the 10% drops. You have to have diamond hands. If you panic every time the price drops, you will lose. You have to zoom out. Look at the monthly chart. Is the trend up? Yes. Look at the yearly chart. Is the trend up? Yes. Has the US debt gone down? No. Has the supply of silver gone up? No. The fundamentals are unchanged. Only the feeling has changed. Do not let them dictate your feelings. Part 5, buy the blood, the strategy. So what do? Silver just got decimated. Good. Buy the decimated. Napoleon said, when your enemy is making a mistake, don't interrupt him. The banks are making a mistake. They are lowering the price of the most undervalued asset on earth. They are putting it on sale. If you liked silver at 105, you should love it at $90. If you were waiting for a dip to buy more, here it is. This is the gift. But you have to be smart. 1. Don't use leverage. The people who got wiped out last night were the ones trading on margin. If you own the physical metal or if you own the ETF with cash, you didn't lose anything. You still own the same number of ounces. 2, focus on physical. Paper can go to 0. Physical cannot. 3, ignore the noise. Turn off CNBC. Stop refreshing the price every 5 minutes. The minute-by-minute price is a lie designed to stress you out. Check the price once a week. The crash was a trap. A bear trap. They shook the tree. The weak fruit fell off. Now the tree is lighter. The tree is ready to grow higher. This overnight crash is usually the precursor to the real move. They clear the board. They reset the indicators. And then the lift off. I am not selling a single ounce. In fact, I am heading to my local coin shop today to see if I can scrape up whatever inventory they have left, because I know what comes next. After the Empire Strikes Back comes the return of the Jedi. The Force is with the physical holders. The math is on our side. They won the night. We will win the war. Stay calm, stay stacked, and don't let the bastards grind you down. Subscribe to the channel. We hold the line when everyone else is running. I'll see you in the next video.